Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
You know, one of the things that we struggle with on this roster countdown is, okay, like how do you rank a vet versus a rookie versus an undrafted, free agent versus just a career special teamer? Like, how do you place all these players on a scale? Very simple. This entire roster countdown, 1 to 91, biggest impact on the 2025 season alone. That's all that matters. And so at number 83, we have defensive back Tre Avery. And I'm just going to be honest, it's very difficult to see the upside, especially with the additions of all the nickel corners, because, Tre Avery, 5'10", 181-pound corner going into his fourth season, kind of a special teamer only, and might be the worst defensive back whenever it comes to supporting the run game of any safety, corner, nickel, whatever that the 49ers have on the roster. Now, it's not for a lack of effort. Tre Avery is tough and very physical. He's just not good at it. The small body does not translate to supporting the run in any tape that I have watched. The PFF scores kind of agree with that. But what he does do, elite change of direction. This dude ran a 6.7 3-cone, like elite of elite. Change of direction, short area quickness, attitude, want to is there. But coming in at 5'10", 181 with sub 30-inch arms, it's difficult. He's 28 years old. He ran a 4.4, 5.40. Like, he's got speed. 10-yard burst, 1.56, good. But the 3-cone, that's elite, 6.7. That's unreal. 38-inch vertical, lower body explosive. Like, he's built in a way that he's limited physically in the game of football. Let's just be very honest. But the attitude is there. It's just, man, can that ceiling and support in the run game ever translate? For the 49ers, I don't know. And so we have Tre Avery, number 83, on our roster countdown, and a big portion is just I can't see him being anything other than a special teams player. Not that that's not valuable, but if you're just a special teams, rotational player only, that's where it gets difficult. And so in our rankings, we had 76, 78, 82, 85. He comes in at 83. Just the upside's just hard to find. But the NFL's peppered with players like Tre Avery that hang on and can contribute in a special teams way. Now, you follow what Tre Avery went to get to the NFL. Ups and downs. He grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, went to St. Francis Academy at Franklin High School, and, all first team All-State, unbelievable, all academic region by Prep Star, USA Today, All-American, all that stuff, like off the charts. He commits to Ohio State, but the problem was he had to transfer to Toledo because of eligibility issues at Ohio State. It just didn't work out with the recruiting and grades and just kind of everything. So then he goes to Toledo, then transfers to Rutgers, where he was there as a slot corner, nickel corner, for 5 seasons. A lot of experience. And while he was there, he majored in labor studies and employment relations at Rutgers. Got to respect that. Love that. Does not get drafted. Signed as an undrafted free agent for the Titans in the 2022 draft, right after the 22 draft. And he was with the Titans for 2 years. And got 53-man roster, cut, signed to the practice squad, brought back, off on as a rotational piece. He actually played, some corner for him, but didn't go well. The run game was the issue. Special teams solid. It's just, Now, the Titans cut him. They waived him at the end of December last year, 2024. The 49ers claimed him within days. So this was somebody that they targeted and they wanted, and they finally had a chance to go get him. They got him last year, played some special team snaps, but that's relatively about it. Now, he has no injuries on his, track record, which that's great. So somebody that's very, very healthy. Niners claimed him at the end of the 2024 season, and he's playing out the end of kind of that RFA deal. He's got a $1.1 million contract with zero dead money if he's cut. So I don't think that Tre Avery is a player that will make this roster, but he could be a guy that gets elevated from the practice squad to, get some meaningful snaps as far as special teams goes. Now, what is an undrafted free agent bouncing back and forth between practice squads and teams make through 2 years in the NFL? The answer is $2.3 million. He has seized that opportunity relatively well, and he's played football. He's played in 38 NFL games, 5 starts. Hasn't been great, mostly special teams, but he has gotten in the mix. My film write-up on Tre Avery, small but tough, likes to mix it up in the run game, but isn't good at it. Whether that's lack of size, short arms, poor tackling, like the attitude's there. And so just because he's been bad in the run game, maybe it's time to take a step up, because if he can prove, look, man, not only am I willing, but I can start to be effective in this area, the nickel corner spot is interesting for the 49ers because, okay, Diamador Lenore, clear-cut, amazing nickel, but Kyle Shanahan came out at the close of last year. We want him to focus on one position. So if the roster shakes out the way that the 49ers wanted to, Diamador Lenore might stay outside with Renardo Green. Okay, well, you spend a third-round pick on Upton Stout to play nickel. You got to beat out a third-round rookie that they're clearly in love with. That is great versus the run. Marquise Siegel, who you got in the 5th round. Yeah, he's a safety, but he played predominantly nickel. Where are they going to put him? He's great versus the run. Chase Lucas, who we have over Tre Avery, veteran experience, very similar track record, NFL experience. I have him over Tre Avery. Then you have Tre Avery and Jacob Robinson, the undrafted free agent out of BYU. That's kind of the pecking order. So is Demo going to stay outside? Well, Tre Avery just got bumped up. Is Upton Stout, the rookie, going to hit the ground running? Is Marquise Siegel going to stay at safety? Well, if that's the case, you're talking about one play removed from being a backup nickel. I think Chase Lucas and Upton Stout, their roles are clearly defined at that nickel spot. But Marquise Siegel, Diamador Lenore, who knows what they want to do there? Just because they moved Demo into the slot last year doesn't mean they want to do that now. So there is some movement. The tectonic plates are shifting on the roster construction for the 49ers, and Tre Avery sitting on the outside looking in currently. Doesn't mean make some steps up, make some plays on special teams, show what you got in preseason and training camp. Man, maybe you beat out Chase Lucas and you could be that kind of backup nickel special teamer. That's best case scenario for Tre Avery. Now, again, how I started this show, it's hard to see the upside there. Special teams, that might be what he is. That's not a negative. You can make a career and you can make a lot of money in the NFL because, again, he has elite traits. Short area quickness, burst, attitude. He'll get in the mix. He's not scared of open field tackles. He's just not good at it. So if he can grow in that area, stay healthy, and just be out there and give them an opportunity, we'll see. Again, last year played 101 snaps on special teams across all units. Grade out around 60. That's the average grade for a special teams player. He had a 58.9. That's what he is. Can he impress enough to lock down one of those jobs for Brant Boyer and the new special teams coordinator? That's what I would be focusing on if I was Tre Avery, and I hope he shines. Improved special teams play would be welcomed by me more than anybody. But Tre Avery comes in number 83, and for us on the 49ers Rush, we're just going to keep counting them down.